Really, we can't trust what we see for now because the normal routine is an hour before kickoff.
Yes,
you get the lineups out, and we have about 15 minutes to that's the hour before kickoff. That's 4 p.m.
Let me say this. I haven't said this to you before. I will go pay some bills in the next few seconds. I remember one of the Super Eagles game I covered.
Yeah, you told me about that.
So I can tell about this. I know it's 1 hour officially, but when this thing begins to fly among colleagues, then you should just say that it might just be. But I want to just speak for 30 seconds before we go pay some bills. This defense, all I know, we know what the line can offer you. Right, left, left, right. All I know is comfortable anywhere.
No dispute. One of the best in the world.
Yeah, at the moment. Osai Samuel.
For Bright Osai Samuel, maybe a lot of people didn't say about him playing as the he plays at right back for his club side on that Mourinho Fenerbahce. But this will happen that Olaoluwa might be the one playing the left back.
All I know is comfortable more. Both, unlike Osai, might not be.
I think this is actually going to be a good one. But the centre back pairing,
eko and
Bassi. Well, that's actually going to be a good implementation. 𝐿 is the rigid one, while Bassi is the rigid one, while 𝐿 happens to be the one to calm the storm. So it's not going to be any much of a difference from that defense line.
All right.
But maybe we go on this break, and when we come back, we'll talk more about that leaked list.
Yeah, okay. Let's go.
Stay tuned to 32 FM 94.9.
Tí wọ́n bá bi ọ́ léèrè pé kí o dárúkọ eré ìdíje géèmù mánigbàgbé tó dángájá, Bẹ̀tánù ni ìdáhùn rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́kọ́jọ́. Ó yá tara ṣàṣà kí ìwọ náà bá wọn jẹ àǹfààní nínú géèmù alárinrin tó fanimọ́ra ní ìpele pẹ̀lú ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà igba 200,000 owó ìkíni káàbọ̀ àti àwọn ẹ̀bùn mìíràn bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Bẹ̀tánù ayò ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí. Forí pípẹ́ tayò yìí o. Ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ látòrí ọmọ ọdún 18 lọ sókè. Alájọṣepọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ Aston Villa ni wá.
Àṣejù ní ká gbé sí rédíò mi. 32 FM ti wà òkè.
Feel better about your life.
32 FM 94.9, the antidote to depression.
All right, so let's talk about the midfielders now. Sammy said they leaked. Okay. With Edin Didi, Alex Iwobi. Kind of, I'm not the coach, but, people say 4-4-2, 4-3-3, 6-3-3-4. That sounds like educational stuff there. Indeed, Alex Iwobi, are we going to play 4-2-4 formation? Because Samuel Chukwueze, Moses Simon, Demola Lookman, and Victor Osimhen are the ones that look like the strikers. These are not natural midfielders. Wingmen, I don't know, maybe one of these three, Chukwueze, Simon, or Demola Lookman will drop and play behind Victor Osimhen. And I don't know how it's going to work. This is not my job, but Samis, what do you see? Is it a 4-2-4 formation or is it a 4-1-3-2 formation? Tell me what you think. Let me go over it again one more time. It says Ndidi. So I say Ndidi and Alex Iwobi, two midfielders. Iwobi now have been converted to a midfielder, which before now is that the list you also saw somewhere?
Well, that is.
Okay. So it's not even me saying this. Now you have it also. I can see it on X now. So this will help you now. So Alex Iwobi usually back in Arsenal, he never played as a midfielder, but we know how.
Winger,
this has changed 10. Now with him. So Alex Iwobi with Edin Didi. Demola, help me with this. This is not my field for me to be saying is it 4-4-2, 4-2-1, 3-2-1, and all those.
Well, for me, I will take a look at it from the attacking front. Yes, we know Demola Lookman plays solely much more on the left side for his club side, Atlanta. Victor Osimhen, yes, is a striker. Samuel Chukwueze plays as a right winger. Moses Simon is more comfortable as a left winger as well.
So what do you play Demola Lookman?
And I think this was the conversation I was having while I was talking about the 39-man list. That is Moses Simon going to displace Demola Lookman as a left winger because that is where he thrives most.
Okay.
And then you talk about Ahmed Musa then. But it happens to be that Ahmed Musa is not even in the picture at all. So we now have two right wingers who are much more comfortable on their right foot. So that's talking about Chukwueze and Moses Simon. No disputes. Victor Osimhen is the number 9. Yeah. But if you want to do it this way, probably it's going to be a 4-4-2 or a 4-1-5 or 4-1-4-1. If we put it that way, a 4-1-4-1, where we would have that Samuel Chukwueze maybe operating somewhere at the right wing, Moses Simon that's at the left wing, and then we have Ademola Lookman just playing behind the striker. Maybe this is one thing we can see in this game. But now, I look at the energy Alexander Iwobi would actually bring into the side. Yes, in midfield. Well, this is a game where we need to attack. We don't need to be defensive. We should not make a mistake about that, being on the defensive foot in this game. We should actually fire at all, that's on all cylinders.
Do you think makes sense for us to have just one proper holding midfielder in Wilfred Ndidi?
Well, it's not proper, but you look at the magnitude of this game. This is a game that we need to win. And for the Super Eagles, for the players that we have, I think the coach, he trusts them to this level. He trusts them to this level, and I think that is why he is going for this, because we actually take a look at the bench as well, and we maybe look at the players who would be on the bench. How many defensive midfield-minded players do we also have in the core of the Super Eagles? Now, Alassane Yusuf, he was the last man to resume in the camp. He plays in that's the US. He has only played 3 games for his side. And then there has been conversation about one man who has been one of the best midfielders also, that's in the German Bundesliga, talking about Frank Onyeka. Well, for Rafael Ogidika, who has been in stellar form also, Flo Krobruja, why is he not starting at this game? But I see that this is not a game, this is not a time maybe to question that 𝐂𝐒𝐿. Probably these are his best performance in training session, and then you actually let them do what they want to do now before we castigate whatever it is that he has done in this encounter. And mind you, I will still reiterate on that point. Anything that happens today in this game is not down on 𝐿, rather down on what is predecessors they've done, and also the Nigeria Football Federation. Remember that he was not the one who put us in this position in a bid of not qualifying for the FIFA Men's World Cup. So I think he has seen the best performance in training, because I would also wonder, why would you put 3 wingers on the field of play if they are not his best performance? Okay.
So I like that point where you said, let's chill, wait and see what happened after the game today. Don't put too much pressure on the Malian we're watching. And that point where people say fast and pray is what somebody said to me. Let's pray. No, let's not pray. Let us hope for the best, whatever happens. But this is going to be key today in the next 1 hour, 8 minutes. So, SAMIES, because of our time, let's head straight to other things on the show. Paraguay won it against Chile. Brazil beat Colombia by 2-1. Vinicius Jr. with a 97th minute winner. And Peru, they won against Bolivia by 3-1. Later tonight, Ecuador will play against Venezuela. And that will be for 10. And of course, there will be games in the early hours of Saturday morning in that part, because you know the time difference is much. So
yeah,
Uruguay will play against Argentina. That will be 12:30. You want to say midnight? You want to say early hours of Saturday? It all depends what you want to use. There's one game today in the Nigerian Professional League, Premier League rather. Nasarawa will play against the Enugu Rangers, and of course there will be games on Saturday. Quickly, let's take straight to Europe and results of games in the Euro Nations League quarterfinal. First leg, Croatia beat France by 2-0. That for me was a big surprise. Croatia winning, and France not even scoring a goal in that game.
You look at the form of their players,
Dembele, Kylian Mbappe, Kolo Muani. What's this other
to
boy?
even say that, you look at their defense line also.
Yeah,
they
Saliba,
have that good defense line. Brahma Konate.
Yes, and Saliba.
Where did everything go?
Mike Mayon, the goalkeeper.
Even though he loves saving a penalty.
Denmark beat Portugal by 0-0. That's it. All right. And the Germans, they went to San Siro, beat Italy by 2-1. A repeat of what I saw in the year 2006 in Germany. That was when Italy beat Germany by 2-1 and then qualified. 2-0. Yes, I remember it was at Signal Iduna Park in the home of Dortmund. It was Italy beating Germany by 2-0. Alexander Del Piero scoring that night, and the Italians went on to win the World Cup. But last night, the Germans won against the Italians by 2-1. And Netherlands 2-2 against Spain. And that was a good game for me last night in Rotterdam. And the Dutch thought they were going to stop the unbeaten run from the Spaniards, but Mikel Merino, the fake number 9, I use that word, fake number 9 from Arsenal scored against Chelsea, was on hand to level things for his national team. I game ended 2-2. For me, it has to be poor performance for Portugal and for France, SAMIES.
Well, definitely. I think I'll take nothing away. Like I said, it's a poor performance from France, losing by 2-0 to the hands of that's Croatia. We saw that's maybe an aging Croatia side who were a shadow of what they were in the year 2018 and let's say 2020 at the European Championship in Germany last year. And for France, maybe they are still struggling to pick it up, or probably, well, maybe just the captain decision is not the one working for them. Who can tell? Maybe they change their captain and the results would still come the way of this side. But for Portugal, losing by 1-0 in Denmark, well, Cristiano Ronaldo has come out with a statement, and maybe they are hoping to get a second leg of victory that's in Portugal. But we cross our fingers to see how that goes. And Rasmus Højlund has also come out to debunk the news that maybe he's disrespecting Cristiano Ronaldo, this or that. But, you know, in the moment, he said Ronaldo was his idol, or is his idol. So he had to eat this huge jubilation, which definitely gave his team that's an advantage going into the second leg. But then we talk about this one that happened in the early hours of today. Rafinha and Vinicius Junior.
Finally, for Rafinha, it's been a fantastic year for him. I saw his comment earlier today, how he just stayed at Barcelona Football Club. He said he had a call from Hansi Flick for him to come to training, because at that point in time, his mind was made up to leave Football Club Barcelona. And that didn't happen, and we saw what has happened. Tonight, England, in a minute, SAMIES, they'll play against Albania, and that will be the start for Thomas Tuchel.
Well, definitely been that starter for Thomas Tuchel, and there has been 3 players who have been dropped by the head coach. That's Morgan Gibbs-White, Kwanzaa, and Aaron Ramsdale. They've been left out of his match day squad for the World Cup qualifiers against Albania. They are at the Wembley Stadium. But why? We didn't know. But then you know that Cole Palmer was pulled out of that squad, and it was Morgan Gibbs-White who replaced him.
Right,
but then for the lands of England at home, let's see how the reigns of Thomas Tuchel would be.
All right, so quick one coming in, not the best for Arsenal fans. Ricardo Calafiori got injured last night playing for Italy against Germany, and is back to Italy, and he suffered a knee injury yesterday. We'll find out how long he will be out. All right, Equatorial Guinea 2-0 against Sao Tome and Principe. That is done. 100 minutes in Botswana, 5 added minutes. They lose to Algeria by 3-1. Later today, Burundi will play against Ivory Coast. Niger will be playing against Morocco. South Africa against Lesotho. Same time, we'll be playing Rwanda in Kigali. DR Congo will up against South Sudan. Ethiopia against Egypt. Burkina Faso will play against Djibouti. That will be it. We'll see you guys when we come on Saturday. The international window, one more piece.
But before we leave that in the world of Formula One, for Lewis Hamilton, Sir Lewis Hamilton, in the colors of that, the Ferrari, he's going to be driving on pole position. That's in the early hours of Sunday.
We'll talk
about the Chinese Grand Prix.
China. So quickly before we go, don't forget to go play your Coco box. Don't wait for us. Just time is ticking. 5 that will be here for the next draw. Don't forget how to go about it. It's simple. Pick up that phone. *347*253#. Follow the prompts, or better still, go to the website www.co-cocobox.com and follow it through. And of course, you stand a chance to win 10,000 by playing 200, and you can play multiple times. I am Peter. I've done this with SAMIES. We'll see you again on Saturday when we come for the pitch, and that will be all football. And of course, the BBC also will be part of the show when we come.